Welcome to the Empower300 call, guys. This is Jonathan Belcher coming to you live at this moment. As you know, we do these calls every Monday night, the Empower300 calls, to empower you, motivate you, and to pretty much get you in the right mindset and spirit to be able to accomplish what you want to accomplish in the best way possible. All right, so this is all about personal development, helping you get to your goals much easier, much faster, much quicker, with joy and happiness. So this is what it's all about in this particular call today. And I hope you're having a great day so far. I hope everything is all right this evening. I hope you're feeling good this evening and ready to take notes. Be sure to cut off all distractions, Facebook, the TV, whatever you got opened up, taking some of your attention. Make sure to cut out all that distraction, because I am going to be sharing with you some stuff that if you apply to your life, you're going to see changes. You're going to see gradual changes until you get to a point where you're so subconsciously in harmony with the things that you want, it has no choice but to come into your life, all right? So specifically on this call, today's call, this call is titled How to Overcome Negative Emotions That No Longer Serve You. How to overcome negative emotions that no longer serve you. All right, so make sure to take out a pen and pad, because I'm going to be breaking down how to do this process, and how it works. First thing is emotions. Emotions. What are emotions? All emotions is energy in motion. Energy in motion. So I want you to write down E dash and then the word motion. All right, and essentially when you're talking about energy, what you're essentially talking about is frequency, all right? You're talking about the vibrational frequency of things, people, objects, anything. Every single thing on this earth, any object, a table, human beings, animals, anything you could think of on this earth has its own vibrational frequency or energy that it's emitting. And as a human being, you have the power to change that vibrational frequency or change your emotions, all right? So understand that emotions are energy in motion. So really, literally, on the literal level, I don't know if you know this, some of you may know this, but some of you may not. On a literal level, the reason why you're feeling the emotions you may feel, whether good, bad, good or bad, is created from hormones being released into your bloodstreams. So you feel the way you feel literally because some chemical is being released into the bloodstream, all right? So understand that when you have a feeling, it doesn't matter if it's good or bad, that feeling that you're emitting is energy that you're putting out into the universe in motion, all right? It's getting put out into the universe in motion, and it's doing things in the invisible, even if you don't see it doing things. So what is the energy that you have most often on a daily basis? Because that's you got to check. That's you got to take a look at and say, how do I feel? How do I feel every day doing what I'm doing? How do I feel every day when I wake up in the morning? How do I feel every day about, the service I'm giving to the world? How do I feel about me, my relationships? Get real with yourself. And I want you, if you've been feeling a negative emotion and you've been tapped into a negative emotion consistently, I want you to stop for a second, and just breathe and decide now that you're going to do whatever it takes to change those negative emotions and basically reprogram your entire being to start to emit a new emotion, okay, a positive emotion, an emotion that creates the things that you want. And I'm going to explain to you further in this call how your emotions actually create the things that you want as well as the things that you don't want. But in this particular call, we're talking about how to overcome negative emotions, right? So what is affecting your emotions? We got to tap into the root of it then. We don't just have emotions for no reason. Usually emotions come from an event. We create an emotion from something we experience. We create an emotion from rejection. We create an emotion from having success. We create an emotion from having love, being in a relationship. There's all kinds of emotions and reasons why we have these emotions that come into our being, right? So what are some things that may affect your emotions? Because this is important. This is an important part of the call, because if you don't know what's affecting your emotions, then there's no possible way for you to change those events and circumstances, right? There's no way for you to choose a new environment, for example. So I want you to know that all that you consume is affecting your emotions. All that you consume is affecting your emotions. So who do you listen to on a daily basis? What are the kinds of people that you listen to on a daily basis? Are you listening to positive people who want to see people win and want to see people succeed, and people who want to see other people prosper? Or are you listening to people who are negative, jealous people, haters, critics, doubters, people who have no faith in themselves, people who are still stuck in the same situation they were stuck in 5, 10 years ago, people who are looking at other people achieve success and they're talking bad about them? Negative people. What are some other things that we consume that affect our emotions? The news. Oh, man, 2020, the news. Everybody knows about COVID, right? Every outlet, every news station was talking about COVID, 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 COVID. That was not a high vibrational time period. That was a very low vibrational time period because everybody was in a state of fear. Well, I shouldn't say everybody. Most people were in a state of fear. Most people were in a state of uncertainty. Most people didn't know what was going on with COVID because we're talking about a new virus, right? But understand that emotion that was emitted from the news was carried onto society, and then people started to show it. People started to show it in, a lot of people got depressed, a lot of people got sick, and unfortunately, a lot of people died if they let this news and all of this hype around some virus, if they consumed that and really believed that and really, really lost hope from that news being shared, then a lot of people succumb to those. Unfortunately, they succumb to the virus, So what's another thing that we consume that affects our emotions? Social media, the music we listen to. Music as well. Music has its own frequency. Sound has its own frequency. Different kinds of music has its own frequency. Have you ever noticed when you listen to your favorite song, you get a good feeling, most likely? You get a great feeling when you listen to your favorite song. Or when you listen to a happy song, don't you realize how literally inside of you might feel happy, or that you want to dance, you want to move around? The reason why is because the energy from the music is literally you're feeling that energy and taking on that energy internally. And that is why the music is causing you to want to dance, causing you to want to laugh, whatever. So music has its own frequency as well. There's music with low vibrational frequency, hard rock type of music, hard metal and stuff like that, maybe low vibrational frequency. Then we have happier music with higher vibrational frequencies that give you more happy emotions. So what are you consuming on a daily basis, and who are you listening to on a daily basis? Because the answer to those questions are going to tell you essentially why you may have been feeling the way you have been feeling. Another thing is the food you eat. The food you eat is affecting your emotions. Of course, if you eat live foods, you're going to feel more lively. If you eat more foods, high, rich in vitamins and minerals, naturally you're going to feel more lively. I remember the other day I was saying how, I went to the juice bar and I got a smoothie from the health food store. And I had a smoothie. It had strawberry bananas, 2 bananas, and oats in it. And I drank that thing, and I had some breakfast. And then I noticed that, the whole entire day, I wasn't even hungry again. I wasn't even looking to eat again. And, normally we eat 2 to 3 times a day, depending on how big our meals are and how many snacks you may eat in between or whatever. But literally from this smoothie, the rest of the day, I felt so energetic. I felt so good, as if I had 3 meals in that day. So the food you eat does have an effect on your emotions. It does have an effect on your biology, because if you are constantly consuming dead foods, right, and artificial foods constantly, then of course that's going to have that kind of effect on your body. If it's dead food, it's probably going to create a sluggish feeling. You're not going to probably feel as alive as a person who are eating live foods, plants, vegetables, fruits, and things of this nature. So even food has its own frequency. This is how deep it gets. Even food has its own frequency. Another thing that may affect your emotions is your parents, your friends, your family, the people around you. How do they think? What do they believe in? Because those thoughts and those beliefs, whatever the beliefs are of the people who are mostly around you, 9 times out of 10, those beliefs are going to rub off on you. 9 times out of 10, you're going to consume those beliefs and you're going to adopt those beliefs as your own. And it's very rare for somebody to be born in a poverty-stricken situation and decide that they want more for themselves. Decide that regardless of what they may be going through, regardless of how things may look right now, it is very rare for somebody to decide, yo, I want something better in this situation. I want something better than what my family has been dealing with. I'm going to visualize something better and outside of this current situation that I'm dealing with right now. Have you ever been in a situation where things don't look so great? Things don't look like it's moving so great, but yet and still you have this vision in your mind to create better for yourself. Well, I want you to know that you're a chosen person. You're a master manifester, because that in itself is rare. For you to be able to see something outside of your current situation is you tapping into a whole nother dimension of thought. So your friends, your family, your parents, they all have an effect on the emotions you feel because of the way they think, the things they say to you, the things they believe. Some people have their critics, they have their parents as their biggest critics, and they don't understand why their children aren't successful. But their parents are their biggest critics. Well, if the person who birthed you is your biggest critic and the person who brought you in the world don't believe in you and don't have faith in you, well, it's going to be very much more harder for you to have success as opposed to the kid who was born into a family into parents who did believe in them, who did champion them, and who did praise them, and did show acknowledgement, and did show that they were proud of them and believed in their endeavors and goals and dreams. Another thing is your environment. You know, you heard the saying before. We spoke about this before. You're a product of your environment. You're a product of your environment. Now, the good news is no matter what your environment is, you still can create something different. Even if you're around people who may not believe in you, you can still create something different. And I'm going to prove to you by later on in this call, I'm going to break down some real serious concepts, and I'm going to share a story with you about a real-life person who was able to overcome her current situation. She was able to overcome her environment, and she was able to break through and create a whole new life from mastering her emotions.